Hello, and fire friends. I want to post a quick update for you guys on the current stock progress and talk to you about a few things that have happened since my last update. So, as you can see, there's a couple of things that have kind of taken place here. The grip has got more refined. I have added the adjustable butt plate here, which I'll go over in a second. But first of all, I want to talk about a couple of things. I mentioned in one of my videos that due to the rainy season here on Vancouver Island, I was waiting to a nice day to take the stock outside and do some serious sanding. And so that day had arrived, and I took the stock outside, clamped it in this particular work surface, which is quite an old Black & Decker Workmate. For those of you who've had one, they're pretty heavy duty. And I had two clamps operating on this guy, and I was using a 40 grit ultra coarse flap disc in an angle grinder with a guard. And while I was working, I had an unfortunate accident where the basic disc grabbed hold of the workpiece and tore it out of the clamps. And make a long story short, my finger got involved, and there has been a flap disc sized groove into my finger all the way down to my cuticle, missing nail, whole tip of my finger incident. And as a result, the stock flew across and hit my neighbor's fence, and there was a huge gouge cut from, as you can imagine, a very aggressive disc into the stock. So we've had a catastrophic injury on my finger, but also on this stock project. So I had to make a decision. This kind of like impact on the stock was quite severe, and I had to make a decision whether I was to start over because that's how bad it was, or to try and repair it and kind of modify my plans. And so I decided, because I'm many hours into it, I decided to repair the stock. So what that involved was the disc cut across here and completely wiped out all my bottom metal inletting, and actually cut into the underside of the action inletting surface. And so what I've actually done is I've actually laminated an extra, like I cut a thin piece of plywood and laminated it, trying to bring the surface back down to inlet a little more. And so it's worked, but you can see there's a groove right here where I had to cut into the surface. I'm still working on it, obviously, and you can probably see there's a very fine line. I don't know if you can see that right there. I'm still kind of working on it. Due to the unfortunate circumstance. Now, I think with the proper stain technique, I can blend it in. Nobody will ever know, and I'm telling you guys because, well, shit happens, and that's how things go. I'm not going to let it ruin the project, but definitely things have changed. Now, fortunately, in this sort of circumstance, whenever you're building a stock like this, the key to success is to leave way more extra tolerance and room and things than you can ever possibly figure you'll need. And it takes a lot of extra time to bring it down to the surface you actually require. And this particular circumstance, it was unfortunate because I had just finished inletting the bottom metal, and that's a very precision surface. And so when the flap disc took out that surface, it was already on the final kind of adjustment where the magazine release was all inletted and the pillars were rough installed. And so for me, it was a worst case scenario. It would actually have been better if it took out the side because it's not a critical surface, but this had become a critical surface. So as a result, this has added a significant amount more of time. And also, well, projects like this get slower as a result of an injury, even if it's on your left-hand digit. So everything's going a little bit slower. But anyway, other than that, things are going pretty good. So you can probably see that the stock has taken a little bit better of a shape in the pistol grip area because I'm starting to kind of blend it in. I still have my adjustable cheek piece comb riser that I mentioned. It's profiled a little bit better, as you can see here. And also I've added the adjustable butt plate here. Now this has taken some kind of like a little bit different tolerance in this, because this is a significantly higher bearing surface in my opinion. So I had to kind of make this a little bit higher tension than the cheek piece. Of course, all rough still. But you can see there's kind of sleeves installed in the butt plate, and I believe this is 3/16 steel, and I have the kind of like the pillars threaded in, still have to clean up the ends. And what this will get, it will get my other homemade butt plate here, which adjusts up and down, and this is a CZ452 factory butt plate that I've modified on an Anschutz rail, and so this will get kind of bolted on the surface there and will allow the adjustability of up and down, and then the length of pull will adjust this way with some set screws, the same as the comb riser. Now this will be the permanent installation for the butt plate length of pull. I still have to finish this one, but it'll be along these lines here, 3/16 steel. I just haven't got to it because I've been, like I mentioned in my other video, was more concerned with getting this profile of the stock kind of going and getting the whole project going. You can notice some ugly knot surfaces of this plywood, and that was as a result of this bottom area here taking such an impact from the flap disc. Rather, I had to kind of relieve quite a bit more plywood or side pressure on the stock rather than I wanted to. Hopefully this will all blend out in the end. But you can kind of see the rough grip profile kind of taking shape. It's coming along nicely. I have to, of course, you can see my tape here and all the things that I've had to do. I'll have to re-inlet this a little bit more now that I've added a skim piece of plywood to fill up the gap of the significant, you can see some more kind of epoxy reinforcement I've done inside. And like at the end of the day, as unfortunate as this is, it will make for a stronger stock probably than before, because I'll apply a lot more epoxy and fiberglass reinforcement than I would have done previously, and that's just to blend it. And originally I was making the stock with kind of like a light natural finish in mind, but I think now I'll have to go darker, maybe even gray or black as a result to hide, which is totally fine. It's just not what I originally envisioned. But that's what a project like this is like modifying it as you go, I mean. So anyway, so the butt plate and everything taking shape today. Fully adjustable. Got it quite a bit actually. I haven't measured the length of pull, but my goal was to have quite a bit of adjustability, and these are, I want to say I think there's at least 3 inches of adjustability here. Might be 2 3/4, but it's something like that. Way more than I need, because obviously this is pretty close to being pretty aggressive in terms of length, but I still have to fine tune it. And of course you're going to get, oh geez, when you compare these here, I don't bump the tripod here, sorry. You're going to get quite a bit here with the factory kind of configuration butt plate that I have here. So that's probably at least 3/4 of an inch or an inch at least on top of this. So I don't know if I'll even need any extension at all, but it's there. I normally like quite a short length of pull just for my personal rifles. So, but anyway, you can see the grip angle is quite aggressive still, and it just fits my hand in a couple of configurations very well. Weak hand and strong side. I still have to scallop this a little bit better, but from a grip point of view, it's coming together nicely. So anyway, so I'm going to leave this one here. I'm sorry for any kind of delays in the actual finished product due to this guy. It is what it is. Unfortunate accidents occur. A little bit slower with a numb digit. And unfortunately, this is like my second favorite beer tab opener finger. But anyway, I'm going to leave this one here until the next segment of this. But anyway, any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll do my best to answer them. If not, thank you guys for watching. I will catch you at the next one.